Hi, I'm Luke, and this is the second video in which I'm going to be talking about some of the topics that have been brought up through talking to people who've read my first book, Kathmandu. Here it is. This is going to be something I'm doing over the next couple of weeks or couple of months. Every time someone sends a question that I think is really interesting, I'm going to record a short video for it. So that if there's other people that are interested in it, or you're interested in it particularly, that's something that you can watch, and that's something that will be useful to you. Today, I'm going to approach the question that a couple of people have asked me, which is, or more suggestions that they've made, which is the books that inspired Kathmandu. Now, I'm always talking to my students. I'm an English teacher, so I always talk to my students about how writers are inspired by other writers, and they're inspired by things that they see and they do, and nothing's created in isolation. But producing a book has taught me this so much, and talking to people about my book has taught me this so much, because they've said, oh, I can see a bit of this writer in you, or I can see a bit of this writer in you. And that's been really fascinating, because there's things that I have not picked out. I've picked out 3 books today that I'm going to talk you through that I think, for me, inspired my writing. The first one is an interesting one, I think. It is one of the James Bond books. This is Dr. No. I don't mean this one specifically necessarily, but I mean the James Bond franchise, the books, the films, all these things inspired my stories. And that's because of the settings. James Bond is set in fantastic places. And I don't think you can read Dr. No, which is set on a Caribbean island, without feeling the warmth of the Caribbean breeze across your skin. That's the way Fleming writes, and that's brilliant. I also love the books because in the books, Bond is presented as a much more sort of interesting character. He's much more introverted. He's almost a lot more reserved. He's almost quite damaged and a little bit a lot weaker in his personality than he's shown in the films, where he just goes around and shoots things. I really like them for that. The idea that he's a lot more thoughtful, and I think that's something that didn't transfer to the screen properly, and I absolutely love that. That's something I've tried to get forward in my book with my main character Leo. The second one, for a similar reason, is the works of Robert Ludlum. Now, he writes the Bourne books. This is the Bourne Supremacy. They've got the films as well, but the books are brilliant. They go really into sort of socio-economics and political stuff, and they're really deep and really complexly written. But the action sequences are absolutely fantastic. In the same way, the settings are brilliant. It can totally transform you, to transport you to a different place, and I absolutely love that. Some of the description he uses is incredible. And the third one, I think this could be my favourite book of all time. It's a real Marmite book, I've realised actually the more I've researched it. Some people love it. Some people rave about it. Some people hate it. Some people say it's awful, but I suppose that's the same with all work. This is the one that a few people have said, I can see similarities with this work and yours, which is a complete compliment. I absolutely love that. This is Gregory David Roberts' classic, I think, Shantaram. Was out about 10-15 years ago or something like that. And it follows the story of Lynn, who's an escaped convict from an Australian prison. And he flees to the slums of Mumbai, and we see how he gets on there and joins the mafia and these sorts of things. It is said that part of it's true. I don't know how true that is. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what bits are true and what bits aren't, but I don't care. It's a fantastic book, and I absolutely have enjoyed reading it, and the way that he shows us that character and the layers and development through that. I think it's brilliant. If you're interested in these sorts of questions and these sorts of things, make sure you're subscribing to my channel. I'm going to be trying to record a couple of these videos over the next couple of weeks or months and uploading them as and when, so it'd be great to share those with you. If you've read my book Kathmandu and have a question yourself, then please reach out. I'm available on email or Twitter or Instagram or any of these formats. Okay, it'd be great to hear what you think. As ever, thank you so much for taking the time to be interested in my writing. It really does mean a lot, and I cannot wait to share my next adventure with you.